20 degrees Celsius here in Rome tonight. The forecast for the weather to stay clear, and the pitch here in magnificent condition. It has been announced that there will be a moment of silence before the game gets underway because of the tragic events earlier today in the United States. It is Roma who get us underway in this first half, attacking the goal to our right. Slightly changed strip for this European campaign for Roma. And Real Madrid in their familiar all-white. Real Madrid taking down that far side. Conceição, who's the player brought down. Free kick has been quickly taken. Luis Figo missed the game at the weekend in that 1-1 draw against Malaga because of suspension, after getting sent off in the opening round of matches in Spain's La Liga. And Flavio Conceição. Figo again. Salgado. Trying to get forward along the right as often as possible.
Well, it's a strange looking way Real Madrid have everybody out there. They've packed them over onto the right-hand side, Mike, and basically Roberto Carlos has all kinds of room on the left-hand side because it's very unbalanced. McManaman, who was supposed to be starting on the left-hand side, is going in towards the middle.
He's on the ball now. He has pulled a little bit to the left. Real Madrid seems to have lost their balance a little. The arrival of Zinedine Zidane as Figo tries a shot. Lazzoli, the young goalkeeper, grabbed it at the second attempt.
Well, Figo out there on the right. You know he's going to be coming from the right all the time, and good shot there by Figo, but keeper had a few problems. You talk about a shootout today. How about the keepers? Two of them, 20 years of age.
Yes, Casillas with so much experience, the goalkeeper for Real Madrid. 10 international appearances now, as well as, of course, plenty of European experience with Real Madrid. Lazzoli, the goalkeeper today for Roma, signed this season from Atalanta. He's an under-21 international for Italy. Throw for Roma, taken there by Batistuta. Floated in, away by Fernando Hierro.
Well, they had Totti in the middle. They were trying to get the ball onto Totti, but the referee's assistance flag went up for offside. It's a unit that we didn't see a whole lot of last year with Roma. That's Montello, Batistuta and Totti. I mean, Del Vecchio was the man of choice until that game at the end of February where Montello came on and scored 2 goals as a substitute. And I think that it kind of changed Capello's thinking about him.
Del Vecchio would have been out tonight in any case. He's out with a thigh injury. On paper, it's a very explosive threesome for Roma up front. Real Madrid missing Fernando Morientes. He's out because of a pulled thigh muscle, which he picked up on international duty last week.
Well, a lot of people may be suspicious of the Real Madrid back line. It's not the front line that's going to cause them any problems, and you just wonder whether they went out and spent so much money to address something that didn't look like a problem. That was their attack, Mike. I mean, they scored more goals than anybody last year, and they went out and bought another attacker, while they left Salgado, Hierro, Karanka all together still.
I think most people were surprised when they bought Zidane. Midfield was not their problem area. Defence was, and perhaps they also needed a target man up front for somebody for Raul to play off of.
Well, you just wonder in Karanka's situation. I think that Spanish coaches used 8 centre-backs in the last 18 months or so, and Karanka hasn't gotten a look at it, so you just wonder.
Throw on the far side for Real Madrid to be taken by Salgado. It's Candela policing that one back. As Figo gets taken down. Tried to turn. Free kick for Real Madrid. French international Vicente Candela.
Well, he'll be the tough man out there for Roma today. I mean, normally the tough man would be Tomasi.
Now Roma looking to just try to settle down.
Well, we were told they were going to go with 3 at the back, but it looks very much like a 4 at the back to me.
A nice ball opening up that far side. Candela. Ball goes loose, now whips across, away by Fernando Hierro. On the side, still really settle and push the ball around. It was one of the problems, one of the worries today for Fabio Capello. That one is played long. Well, one match already completed today in the Champions League. That was played in Moscow, where Lokomotiv Moscow played a 1-1 draw with Anderlecht. Those 2 teams, of course, are the other 2 teams in this group, Group A. So that result will be of interest to both these teams, with Roma away to Anderlecht next week, while Real Madrid will entertain Lokomotiv Moscow at the Bernabeu.
Well, I think if Lokomotiv or Anderlecht figure in the final tally here, Mike, it'll be a huge surprise. I mean, it's very difficult to look around the Real Madrid and the Roma teams.
And here go Roma. This is Cafu. Shot though was charged down, away in the end by McManaman.
Well, it's one of the problems that Cafu has, Mike. He is a very attack-minded player, but for some reason he just never seems to score. I mean, with all the games he's played, he's only got a handful of goals altogether. Here's Batistuta laying the ball back into him.
Now Luis Figo. Trying to play that through the centre forward channel, looking for Raul. He's well cut out. Antonio Carlos. Brazilian international. Often goes under the name of Zago here in Italy. Here he is again. And Zabina. Cafu. Get around Steve McManaman. Cafu went down. Got no sympathy from the officials.
Well, the nickname here, Il Peldelino, after that train that runs between Milan and Roma, but he can't get around McManaman. As I was saying, he's only scored 6 goals in 110 games in Italy, and he had only 5 goals in 130 when he played in Brazil. Of course, we remember him when he came to prominence, Mike, under Telly Santana, way back in that great Sao Paulo team. They beat Milan and they beat Barcelona in World Club Championships. I don't think they ever really got the credit they deserved in terms of how good a team they were.
Well, they were an excellent side, and for Cafu, from that he came to Europe. a season with Real Zaragoza in Spain and really didn't settle. Went back to Brazil and then helped that very good Palmeiras side who scored goals for fun under Vanderlei Luxemburgo before coming back to Europe. And he's really settled here in Italy, especially with Roma. And he cost $7.5 million, and that was some fee in 1997. There is the man we were talking about, Cafu. Batistuta waits in the centre forward channel. Good movement there, that was Totti. Batistuta! Well, Casillas was nowhere. Batistuta there climbing so well.
And he got himself into a nice situation. He was just roaming in on that back. Totti squares the ball across to him on the back post. He gets inside of the defender. Salgado's never going to mark Batistuta on his own, Mike. He's got to get some help. And the keeper was a little bit late coming off his line. If Batistuta had knocked the ball down, could have been the opening score.
Roberto Carlos with the free kick. Hierro. Tied up there by Flavio Conceição. Real Madrid, though, giving the ball away. Here go Roma. Real Madrid have not looked convincing in their first two league matches this season. A defeat at Valencia and a home draw at Malaga at the weekend. It's been a tentative opening from the Spanish champions here as well.
What are they in 14th place in the league, and now the worst start since 1984.
Turned up there by Hierro. McManaman. Easily losing out there, Steve McManaman. Back come Roma. And space found there. Cafu driving this one across, away by Karanka. Cafu again. And that towards the far post. And there's some fouling going on, hence the free kick.
Well, switching around, and they're looking for Montella on the back post. Salgado does a good job of just getting himself in the way.
This is the opening night of Champions League football around Europe at Anfield. Liverpool back in Europe's Premier club competition, but going a goal behind after 3 minutes to Boa Vista. And Nantes leading 2-0 over PSV Eindhoven, the French champions from last year. Both those games very early in the first half.
It's amazing the way Liverpool go. They can be so good, and yet now they can be so bad. I'm not saying because they give up a goal against Boa Vista they're bad, but certainly they've had a few horrible games this year in the Premiership.
Yes, they lost at the weekend 3-1 to Aston Villa. Didn't do their confidence any good coming into this game, as that one is played towards the far post, headed away there by Hierro. Salgado. A throw on the far side.
Watch the ball coming across, and you're going to see Salgado here and Hierro doing a good job. Totti tries to get the ball inside, but Hierro did well to get it out of there. Asensio got really nailed over on that far side, Mike.
Luis Figo keeps going. It's Emerson who's sticking very, very close to him. Roma have got it back. Antonio Carlos.
Well, you speak of Liverpool. Roma have very bad memories of Liverpool, especially right here in this stadium, haven't they?
The only time Roma reached the final of this competition, they were beaten here by Liverpool on a penalty shootout after it finished 1-1 after extra time.
Falcao, Roberto Prusi, Bruno Conti, names like that spring up very, very quickly.
Roma's only success in European competition was back in 1961 in the Fairs Cup, as it was called then. It became the UEFA Cup, of course, in later times. They beat Birmingham 2-0 here after a 2-2 draw at St Andrews in Birmingham. And that's been their only European success. Santiago Bosco will not be happy with the start that Real Madrid have made. They haven't conceded a goal. It's perhaps the only good point for them. Italy has not been a happy hunting ground for Real Madrid. In 17 visits to Italy, they've only come up with one victory. You've got to go back to the 1961-62 season for that, when they beat Juventus 1-0 in Turin in the European Cup.
Oh, Totti coming through there and just got nailed by Figo. Well, Roma with all the attacking power here. We haven't seen Real Madrid practically get the ball out of their own half of the field here in the first 15 minutes.
Now McManaman over the halfway line. Raul trying to make himself available in the centre forward channel. Wasn't a good ball from McManaman. Back come Roma. And that long ball out of defence, just going out of play.
It's hard to imagine when you see Totti out there that he was traded for a set of jerseys and a couple of balls.
You're watching UEFA Champions League match day 1 from Group A from the Olympic Stadium in Rome. With Tommy Smith, I'm Mike Hill. It's Roma against Real Madrid with no score after just over 15 minutes. On a day when I'm sure the players, with the events going on the other side of the Atlantic in the United States, certainly a day when the players perhaps found it hard to turn their thoughts to football. That's why they're wearing black armbands tonight in memory of the tragic loss of life in the United States. And here go Real Madrid. Already only their second shot of the game. Time coming in from Guti.
Well, Guti was left wide open in the middle. Look at that. You can see all the Roma players. 3 of them away from him, 3 of them to his right-hand side, and nobody near him. That's very, very bad grouping by Roma. Capello won't be at all happy with that.
And Antonio Carlos. Running into trouble. Conceição tries to play it forward. Now a chance for Real Madrid. McManaman faced there by Sabina. There's Luis Figo in support, who's come across here to the left. He whips this one in. Ball laid back. McManaman. Well, didn't get his shot anywhere near the target.
Oh, a very poor attempt by McManaman, and they just started to look pretty good. Antonio Carlos a little bit slow covering McManaman. Watch this, the ball knocked back to him, and he almost knocked the corner flag with it. Well,
Luis Figo, who actually has a license to roam for Real Madrid, turning up that time on the left. His presence just seemed to cause enough panic.
I think that's why they're trying to bring Candela back on that right-hand side, Mike. They figured that that's where Figo is going to be coming through, and it has caused a few problems with Roma at the back. They just don't look as steady as they normally do.
Candela. Just cleared out of play there by Fernando Hierro. Yeah, this one whips in. Defence, a lot of pressure in these early stages. Figo Away from Antonio Carlos and playing this one over the top. Here goes McManaman. Ball just bounced away from him. Now Roberto Carlos. McManaman. Roberto Carlos. And just running into trouble there. Zabina with the clearance. Well, that's just one of a number of games being played around Europe tonight and on the holiday island of Mallorca. Mallorca playing against Arsenal. Luque was taken down, and that gave Mallorca a chance to go ahead. Penalty converted there by Ngonga after just 12 minutes. Mallorca leading Arsenal by a goal to nil. No goals here, though, at the Olympic Stadium in Rome. Cafu with the cross.
Well, we saw the turn of foot that Cafu possesses there, but his cross left a little bit desired. It's kind of a rugged, ragged game, this one. It really has never settled down to any kind of a pattern here, Mike.
Toward Makaleli. Figo. Now Raul coming deep. Flavio Conceição. McManaman. Figo playing this one through. Raul tied it up there by Antonio Carlos.
Zabina is asking questions. Where's everybody? Why are they fit to walk in here on top of us? And you can see Zago coming across into the middle because Candela's coming back. He's actually making it a 4 on that left-hand side for Roma. Here you're going to see the little bit of indecision inside, but no indecision with Zabina. Raul pulled on it maybe a little bit late, Mike. I thought he pulled out a little bit on the kick.
Goal goes down. No sympathy from Graham Poll. Montella. Free kick for Roma.
Karanka just getting a piece of Montella. He goes to go inside of him, and Karanka just sticks the boot up. I mean, Montella is very quick and very nippy in there.
Montella was rested at the weekend in that 1-1 draw with Udinese because of a slight ankle injury. And here comes the free kick towards the far post. Oh, and that should have been the opening goal.
Oh, Totti knows he should have had it too, Mike. There's a line of Roma players going in on that free kick. And watch it as it comes across. It was perfect. Look at this. He's in on the far post. Oh, he misses an absolute wide open goal. Look at that. The keeper never moved towards his side of the goal, and he had all that empty net to shoot it and couldn't put it in.
Let off there for Real Madrid. Makaleli. Conceição forward. Guti. Roberto Carlos. Scored Real Madrid's goal at the weekend in that 1-1 draw with Malaga.
Look where that one ended up, off the boot of the defender.
Claude Makaleli. The Roma players there has got an injury problem. In fact, that was Cafu. Ricardo there with the takedown on Totti.
Well, it's his left leg, Mike, that's causing him the problem. Totti trying to make the turnaround. He gets snapped out of it too. But I think Cafu's okay.
Just trying to attract the referee's attention.
Reminds me of a statement Jack Charlton once made about how is he going to mark somebody that was so fast. He said, how fast can he be if he's limping? And that could be the case with Cafu out there too.
Luis Figo trying to cut inside of Antonio Carlos. The ball goes loose. And the ball cleared away, but the offside flag was up.
Well, Raul's talking to himself, and you can see why. There's clearly the offside call. There wasn't a question about it, but once again, that Roma defense, we talked about the Real Madrid defense, how they might be suspect. The way Roma's playing out there today, they're more than suspect.
Antonio Carlos. Candela. Play forward there by Totti. Here's Gabriel Batistuta. Unfortunate reflection there in Roma. Plenty of Roma players forward if they can get it right. Trying to make that yard of space. It's cut back. Batistuta goes down. The ball seemed to get caught under his foot. And referee Graham Pole had a good view of that.
Well, as this ball comes across, Montella keeps it in, and watch Batistuta. Batistuta can't handle it, and then he just gets nicked out of it. Surely he was taken down without any contact on the ball as Batistuta makes the move inside. Watch the foot coming through onto him, and that's a penalty kick, Mike. He was taken down. Karanka took him down, and he didn't play the ball. That should have been a penalty kick.
Well, referee Graham Pole was well positioned, although after some of his decisions so far this season in the English Premier League, that decision is not surprising, but Roma will feel hard done by. Now Luis Figo. And he goes down and does get a free kick. Challenge came in there from Emerson.
But for a good goal scorer, Batistuta was very slow to react to that ball as it came in, Mike. It seemed to just
get stuck under his boot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Totti. So Batistuta is caught offside. Gabriel Batistuta. Thought he should have had a penalty. Was it to be? Balaschenko, though, has found the back of the net after 15 minutes as Dinamo Kiev have taken the lead by a goal to nil over Borussia Dortmund.
Well, could we be on line for another record, Mike? Remember the last year, first 2 match days give us a grand total of 63 goals. There's a lot of goals we knocked in everywhere except in this one.
McManaman is judged to have been offside.
Oh, McManaman breaking in on the outside, and the man in the middle has played him onside, Mike. He was not offside. If you went closest to the closest man to him, but the man in the middle had played him onside.
I think the problem there was that Raul was behind that central defender. I think he might have been in the offside position as well. Anyway, the free kick has been taken. He kept him on the far side. Salgado. Luis Figo loses out. Totti. Totti playing it back. This is promising from Roma. And so close there to the opening goal. That was only inches away.
Asencow coming through, Mike, and he just fails to nail this one as he pulls it across onto his boot, and he fails to bend it in. Keeper makes a brave effort to get to it, but just a bad shot. He's wide open.
He's got the ball to curl, but not to curl enough. Now Roma. Free kick for Real Madrid for that challenge on Claude Makelele.
Makelele and Asensao will do a lot of hard work in midfield to do a lot of the digging, and here's Asensao coming in and just knocking it away, but he fouled the man in the effort.
Guti. Now Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos with one of those pile drivers of his, but this time not on target, always rising.
Well, he's always a constant danger coming up, and you can see Cafu drifting away from him. The two Brazilians face to face.
Madrid just coming back into it in these last couple of minutes or so. Guti. Raul. Leaves it for Figo. Now Figo. Pass two. Well, he had the option there of trying to cut it back because Raul had made a good run to the far post. Figo, though, trying the shot, but he was off balance.
Figo was completely off balance. He was knocked around a little bit, and you can see it's reflected in the shot that he takes.
DELLA. So he let it run. And the ball play forward, Cafu. It's there by Roberto Carlos. Ball laid back, now the shot. Straight into the arms of Casillas, and a good release from the Real Madrid keeper. There's Roberto Carlos. Salgado. Now Luis Figo. That one in. Nicely handled. Raul is the only player forward for Real Madrid. Makaleli. Oh, that was neatly put through. Here's a great chance for Real Madrid. And it was Antonio Carlos there denying Raul. Brilliant defending.
Oh, but Raul took so long to shoot, Mike. The ball was played through to him. Look at, he controls it, he looks up, he steps over it. Now is the time to shoot. Look at all the time he has before Antonio Carlos gets into the picture even. And Antonio Carlos runs into the post. Raul had an eternity to put the ball in the net before he shot it. Watch this, he's right at the keeper. Look at, he's got to shoot. Waits too long, and Antonio Carlos comes over with a brilliant save, and he hit his knee right off the post.
Yes, and it looks a serious injury for the Brazilian international. Just looking at that replay, the ball just seemed to be running away from Raul all the time. That seemed to be the problem.
Yeah, but if you got the net empty, you can't afford to let the ball run away from you. You got to stretch to it. I mean, it took him forever.
Over at the moment, down to 10 men with Antonio Carlos still down, getting treatment. For our audience in Latin America, Sports Center tonight, with a complete roundup of goals and highlights from all today's matches in the Champions League. There's also basketball and all the latest tennis news from around the world. At Sports Center coming up later tonight for our audience in Latin America only. Well, Real Madrid have found themselves on the back foot for most of this game, but they've perhaps had the best opportunity to have broken the deadlock. Antonio Carlos is waiting to come back on. So that's good news for Roma. He gets the signal from referee Graham Poll.
Well, you just wonder how much the two of them have slowed down. I mean, Cafu took a knock earlier, Mike, and Antonio Carlos took a knock. Aldair's warming up. I mean, they could make a few changes in the middle and bring Aldair in if either Antonio Carlos or Cafu had to go out.
Fabio Capello masterminded Barcelona's victory in 1994 in Athens when they overcame Barcelona 4-0. Great record with AC Milan. And then, of course, had a great record at Real Madrid when he took them to the championship in his one and only season.
And I see he's getting back one of his good servants, Panucci, who he took from AC Milan to Real Madrid. And then Panucci went back to Italy, but apparently he's going to go on loan now with Roma. So that's something... It's always been a problem spot here for Real Madrid, hasn't it, that right full-back spot? But when Capello came, he took Panucci in. He did a real good job of it. And now that Panucci left again, it's become another problem for them, hasn't it?
Yes, well, Panucci is going to join Roma on loan for the rest of the season from Monaco. And he seems to have had a falling out with Didier Deschamps, the new coach at the Principality club.
I'm just wondering, does that allow him to play in the Champions League? He didn't come in before the Champions League deadline, so would he be ruled out of Champions League play?
Yes, he wasn't registered in time. He's still not signed. It's only a rumour at this stage. He could come in for the second phase, of course, if Roma do register him, and if, of course, they make it through to the second phase. Michel Salgado. Luis Figo. Salgado trying to play it through quickly again for Luis Figo. Didn't quite come off. Antonio Carlos seems to have fully recovered from that knock.
Well, the three Brazilians there, two of them combining and one of them cutting it off. Roberto Carlos cutting it off. They all had a stint with Sao Paulo at one time.
And Guti chasing back because Roberto Carlos has been caught up, Phil, but he's back very, very quickly. So flag up there against Cafu.
Well, clearly Cafu in the offside position.
And Karenka. Conceição, Claude Makelele. Two defensive midfielders for Real Madrid. Better from Real Madrid. Ball played across. Easily away though by Samuel.
It's one of the first times we've seen Salgado push up on that right hand side because Figo is generally over there, so there's no channel for him to go through. He generally stays back, although we've seen him in pre-Figo days, Mike. He set up a lot of good goals for Real Madrid.
Now Raul, still Raul, surrounded by defenders, goes down. In the end, the ball cleared away for a corner. Raul feels he should have had a penalty.
Well, Raul's holding his head here, and it's a possibility that he should have here. Watch as he moves for the ball. Yeah, he's taken down too. His ankle is taken out from underneath him, as you see the scooping challenge coming through. And that one, Zebina, was the man who got him, Mike. I think that should be a penalty kick too, so I think we're even now, 1-1.
Yes, both sides will feel they deserved a penalty in the first half. None of them given. Raul still looking at Graham Poll. Here comes the resulting corner, though. Easily away by Roma. And knocked out of play again. This time by Candela for another corner.
Well, we talked about the two big sharpshooters, didn't we? Batistuta and Raul. They've certainly come in for some rough treatment here.
Luis Figo with the corner. Roberto Carlos just driving it in, and it was Makelele with the shot for Real Madrid that finishes up much too high.
I think you're being polite when you call that a shot.
Well, he's not a recognised goal scorer. Here's Claude Makelele. Michael Owen has found the target at Anfield to tie it all up between Liverpool and Boa Vista. Owen's goal coming in the 29th minute.
What a year Michael Owen is having.
A couple of weeks he's had as well. I mean, he scored at the weekend, scored last week for England, scored a hat-trick against Germany a week ago on Saturday, and now scoring tonight in the Champions League.
Well, that was the amazing thing. I mean, England scored 7 goals in 2 matches, and the 7 goals all came from Liverpool players. Now, if they could translate that into their club game, they'd be top of the world.
Salgado. He's given that one away. Here go Roma. Now Batistuta. All the players getting forward. That just knocked away there from Montella.
Well, Roberto Carlos is guilty of knocking it away. I believe McManaman thinks otherwise, but I think it should be Roma's ball as the first corner kick.
Yes, it is going to be the first corner of the match for Roma. Cafu to take it. Nicely away by Roberto Carlos. Carlos again. These are the best of clearances. Makelele. Salgado in support. Makelele. Now Figo. Flavio Conceição tries a shot. Flex down to Guti. Flavio Conceição again. Again trying to link up with Guti. Now Luis Figo winning the challenge initially. Raul. Now Guti. He's got some space in which to operate. Still Guti. Got caught in two minds there exactly what to do. Whether to shoot or whether to try to beat the defender and try to lay it on for a teammate. In the end, neither.
Just no confidence out there with Real Madrid. You can tell with the players on the ball, Mike. They're just a little bit shy of shooting.
Totti took the free kick quickly. And Real Madrid were nearly caught out, although Gabriel Batistuta is adjudged to have been offside.
Well, you see the ball coming through the middle, and clearly he's offside. There's no question about it. But here's Guti on the opposite end. Antonio Carlos gets a touch on the ball, and then Guti runs through his foot. Antonio Carlos coming across all the way onto that side to help out Zabina.
Roberto Carlos. Just flicked on. Antonio Carlos. Over Samuel. Inside this time against Cafu.
Well, you see the long ball coming down through the middle from Samuel, and just offside was Cafu. So Roma have made a change now, Mike. Antonio Carlos has gone into the middle and Samuel has gone to the outside. He's going to play on the left-hand side for Roma.
Good move this from Roma. Nice one-touch play. And in the end, it was Roberto Carlos who dispossessed his fellow countryman Cafu. But what a neat move that was from Roma.
Those two are seeing a lot of other today, aren't they? Most of Roma's attacks have come through Cafu on the right-hand side. They really haven't gone to that left-hand side at all. We've seen very little evidence of Candela only as a defender as we see him now.
Salgado is getting forward at every opportunity. Luis Figo there is obstructed and taken down. So a free kick for Real Madrid.
Antonio Carlos going out. A man who has a pretty hot temper as we see this ball slipped inside. Nice move.
Now the free kick and Raul with the header, which is just fractionally wide.
Well, Raul's speed inside is causing a few problems. He just hasn't been fit to finish off. This time he gets in on front of the defenders and knocks the ball down, but he doesn't knock it on the target.
It's Luis Figo taking the free kick. And plenty of pace on it. Raul, who's got such a good scoring record in this competition. 7 goals last season. 28 in total in the Champions League.
And you see he's up against the young goalkeeper today that really hasn't been tested. I mean, Pellizzoli started as the 3rd goalkeeper last year for Atlanta and ends up as the 1st goalkeeper this year for Roma. That's some story.
Makaleli, the player taken down by his fellow French international, Vincent Candela. So 3 minutes to go to half-time. No score here at the Olympic Stadium in Rome.
It's not to say we haven't had chances as we see Totti get knocked around a little bit here and he goes to ground. Makaleli gets some of his own back on him.
Manman's in the way for Real Madrid. Now Guti. All played square. Fabio Conceição. Luis Figo. Makaleli. Bursting run there from Makaleli, but he went without the ball. It was well stripped off of him by Antonio Carlos, and now Roma a chance on the counter-attack. Strong challenge on Totti from his opposite number, the captain of Real Madrid, Fernando Hierro. Referee had a good look at that. No free kick. Antonio Carlos
Wants to be a midfielder now, Antonio Carlos.
Candela. Still Candela running into trouble. Hierro's back there for Real Madrid. Pace of the game usually picking up as this first half has progressed through. Totti.
Whoa,
Teller.
that was nasty.
Oh, it's going to be a yellow card for Karanka.
Here's why. You see Totti step over the ball. Watch Karanka come through. He makes absolutely no contact with the ball, and he follows through, and he rips Montella out of it. There's the situation inside, and that wasn't shoulder to shoulder. That was a shoulder in the chest from Vieira, and I think Totti had a good case for getting a free kick.
And the first booking of the game to Karanka. And this final minute of the first half, a chance for Roma.
The referee said they're going to have to do it again. They were trying to sneak something in.
They might be fortunate because the referee's assistant had his flag up. So if anything had to come of that, it wouldn't have counted in any case. There'd have been an offside. Asunsao with the free kick. Real Madrid defend it, but concede the corner.
You see quite a smash inside. Antonio Carlos putting pressure on Vieira, and Vieira knocks it away.
Here comes the corner, away by Roberto Carlos. Now, Real Madrid on the break. Here goes Guti. He's got to run in on goal, only the keeper to beat Guti. Oh no, he's put it wide. What a great chance there for Real Madrid. And there was a player, Tommy, lacking any confidence whatsoever.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Real Madrid have no confidence at all. He should have shot the ball before that. Instead, he waited on the last moment, comes up with a very weak shot. Samuel, they were all caught upfield. Samuel was the closest man coming back. And Real Madrid had two players bursting in on goal, Mike, with the ball.
Well, we're going to have 2 minutes of stoppage time. We're about 35 seconds into that now. Stay with us. Coming up at half-time, we'll have a look at the trio of strikers now available at Barcelona, as well as a look back at the first half highlights. Of course, Barcelona will be on our feature match tomorrow here on ESPN. And Salgado gets this one across. Zabina leaves it there for Cafu. Real Madrid will look back at this first half, the chances that they have had.
Could have had 3 goals, Mike.
They've come to players who last season scored goals for fun. Raul and Guti. Guti himself had a great season last year with 14 goals in Spain's La Liga. Salgado. Space on the far side. A throw then for Roma. Is there time for one final attack? Sabina. And there is the half-time whistle. So a first half where both sides will feel that they should have had a penalty. Referee, though, Graham Poll, was not impressed. And Real Madrid had their chances. They went mighty close here. Raul getting behind the defence. And perhaps taking a little bit too long as he took it round the goalkeeper. Antonio Carlos was the player who came into the rescue. A half-time, no score in Rome.